Hello and welcome back everybody to another video of Hogwarts Legacy. My name is Lionel Rule. Thank you for joining. Last time we were playing, we completed the Headmistress Speaks, and we also found out,
Professor?
hi Professor Sharp, that the next trial is in the Headmaster's office, but we need to gain access to the Headmaster's office, and this Headmaster is a complete tool. Doesn't care about anyone but himself. So to get into the Headmaster's office, I have to speak to Scrope, but Scrope will only talk to Professor Black. So I'm now Professor Black.
Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp, places to be.
Of
As
course,
you can
sir.
tell.
Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to
Wow.
determine which
Anyway,
student gets this rather
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better.
So now we're gonna go.
Greetings! I mean, out of my way, children.
I thought I heard the headmaster approaching.
Hi Gareth.
Gareth! Mr. Weasley, what are you doing here? Don't you have, somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor! Yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago. Muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I hear you're getting
Sure.
quite good at those concoctions you brew. I say, why don't you bring a sample of your next batch to my office? I'd like to give it a try.
What? Yes, sir. I will. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
On your way, Mr. Weasley.
So we are going. So yeah, that's where we're going to continue the story. If you like what you see, hit the like button and let's begin. Hey, he apparated into the door. I
there's
want to
one
be
for my
no, he
diary.
didn't. I was like, I want to be able to apparate in the door. That's neat. Great Hall.
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Headmaster, here, what could he want?
Hi, Ominous. Let's see what Ominous has to say.
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir?
Yeah.
You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Wow.
Something is very wrong.
All right, let's speak to Kakawa.
Professor, a word?
You, pretty.
I should like to speak with you, Professor.
What's up,
Professor
Kakawa?
Black? Again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What? nonsense. That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game.
Silly.
You are quite impossible sometimes, sir.
That's
I
right.
have a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will. And with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kagawa.
Wow, he's a
What did we do to deserve
piece
him
of
as a
work.
headmaster?
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
My question is, if you're a headmaster at a school, why do you, or if you don't like kids, why are you why are you even a headmaster at a school, nonetheless, which is where, you know, kids go. Well, in this case, teenagers, but, you know,
Hope
whatever.
it's not about anything I've been doing.
Let's consider. Excuse me.
Chewing with your mouth open? Where are your manners?
Professor, a word, please.
I have to talk to Scrub.
Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor
Fine.
Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
Ah, well, yes. He's handling some official ministry business for me.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot.
Nope, cannot.
I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
All right. Now I can
wonderful
finally talk
job.
to Scrub.
Leeway for Professor Fig? I shall never understand that much.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
We gotta come back when I'm my regular character for that.
Wait until Master sees what a wonderful job Scrope is doing.
Ahem. Attention, students. I hereby decree that the Great Hall be forthwith decorated in the noble banners of Gryffindor. I shall be taking no questions at this time, or ever.
Woo, yay, look at the Gryffindor banner. Okay, sorry. I'm done screwing around.
Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
And now I'm telling you that you can tell me.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
But certainly I remember. It's still stronger together, no?
Master has made Scrope laugh.
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Ah, yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
I can't speak French.
But Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pur.
Ha! Thank you. Never speak of this conversation with me or anyone else.
Of course, sir. Scrope shall try his best to keep out of Master's way.
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight.
I'm hurrying. Oh, too far.
Ah, made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle. Confringo!
Okay, there was one more down here that I wanted to pick up.
Revelio.
Alright, before I do that, I said I was going to do this. Side quest.
What to do?
While I'm out here, I think I'll go talk to Albie Weeks. That
Are you
hurt.
ready to put an end to Harlow?
Boom stuff I am.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you
You
speak
said
with each
those
of them
names earlier.
while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Funny. Speak with
Very
Bickle's
well.
friends.
I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them.
Okay.
Hopefully, by the time you return...
First thing is first, I'm going to...
to move a bit more freely.
I'll just Just go in here like this. Where is... Oh. Be right back. Alright, let's go talk to some people.
Please tell me you didn't take it. But perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help.
No, you may
I
not.
spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles?
I do.
All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months.
That's
we
fun.
haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so
Under
quickly.
duress.
In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Well,
now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
One of them apparently is here in the
Lumos.
broomsticks.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined.
She did.
Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it
We're on the
Last but
right
not
track.
least.
Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
Filbert.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You
Let's
said
not
that
say what
Harlow
happened.
committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its
dear.
exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went.
That's terrible.
I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Well, frankly, nobody likes speaking. No one likes anybody speaking out against anybody if it'll incriminate them. This is the way it is.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Alright, I think I'll end this video here. Thank you for watching. This has been Lion of Hyrule. Next time we play, we will search for Natty, and hopefully we will finish the side mission and then continue on with a way to get into the headmaster's office and continue on in the story. If you like what you see, hit that like button. Until then, I, like I say, am Lion of Hyrule. I hope you all have a wonderful, awesome, magical day, and I will catch you next time.